Hi everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Cozy Up for English. In today's lesson, we will be looking at 3 different ways to answer the question, how are you? But before we do anything else, don't forget to cozy up so we can get started. Now here we go. The first thing you have to keep in mind when asked the question, how are you, is that your answer will be based on how you are feeling in the present moment. Now, when we speak about the present moment in English, we use the verb tense called the present progressive tense. And if you have any questions about this verb tense, feel free to take a look at one of my previous videos called Talking About the Present Moment, and it'll explain everything you need to know about the present progressive tense. So now let's just jump in with 3 different ways that we can express how we are feeling in the present moment. Now let's say you're asked the question, how are you, on a day when you're feeling good. An example of a response could be something like, I'm feeling fantastic. Thanks for asking, and how are you? Now in this example, you're giving a true representation of how you are feeling that day, and also you're pivoting the conversation back to your listener, which is simply the polite and pleasant thing to do in that kind of situation. Now, let's say you're asked the question, how are you, on a day when you're only feeling okay, kind of so-so. Now, an example to a response to the question, how are you, on a day like that could be, I'm feeling fine, and how are you? And as you can see, the emotion behind this response isn't as high as when you're feeling good, but it's not too dramatic either. A final example could be on a day when you're asked, how are you, when you're not feeling great. Now, in this kind of situation, it's definitely up to you to decide how much information you want to give to your listener. But an example of a polite response that's just a little vague could be something like, well, I've been better, but I'm not too bad. Thanks for asking. Now, in this example, you're definitely demonstrating to your listener that you're properly engaged in the conversation because you're giving a true representation of how you're feeling, but you're not giving out too many details about the hows and the whys. Like I said, that's up to you. You decide how clear and specific and how detailed you want to go when asked the question, how are you? And so those were 3 different ways you can answer the question, how are you, depending on how you're feeling on any given day. Now, I hope you found this video clear and easy to follow, and if you did, feel free to click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. And as always, feel free to leave your questions and comments in the comments section below. And so until next class, have a wonderful week.